Zsa Zsa Gabor was a socialite and an actress. This woman was a character, and she would often call people darling. Zsa Zsa was married 9 times, although she only claimed 8 husbands, and she had some iconic quotes like, I am a marvelous housekeeper. Whenever I leave a man, I keep his house. She was called the most successful courtesan of the 20th century, which is shady. Zsa Zsa was beautiful, and she had many lovers, including Sean Connery, Richard Burton, Frank Sinatra, Henry Kissinger. Shockingly, she didn't date Howard Hughes. Everyone else did. But she did buy his old house. Zsa Zsa led a very colorful life, and let's just say she tended to embellish things from time to time. Shadi Gabor was born in Budapest, Hungary on February 6th, 1917. Shout out to my fellow Aquarians. As a little girl, Shadi could not pronounce her own name, so they called her Zsa Zsa. She was the middle of 3 girls. Magda was her older sister, and Eva was her younger sister. Her mother, Jolie Gabor, came from a wealthy family. They were jewelers. It said Jolie taught her daughters how to be classical courtesans. Side eye. She taught them how to act, dance, sing, and basically, how to socialize. She was teaching her daughters how to be with wealthy men. As a teenager, she went to boarding school, and then she entered the Miss Hungary pageant, which apparently she won, but then she got disqualified because she had lied about her age. When Zsa Zsa was 18, she married her first husband, Burhan Belj. He was a Turkish diplomat. They were married for about 6 years, and then they broke up. Around the same time, Zsa Zsa's parents divorced as well, so she decided to move to America with her mother to join one of her sisters. She's in America. It's early 1942, where she meets Conrad Hilton from the Hilton Hotels, also Paris and Nikki's great grandfather. They get married 4 months after they met. Together, they have daughter Francesca Hilton. Now, this was Zsa Zsa's only child. Later in a book, Zsa Zsa said that Francesca was the result of Conrad forcing himself upon her. Sad. Conrad was 30 years older than Zsa Zsa, and they were married for about 5 years. And when they got divorced, do you know what she said? She said she had an affair with his son, Conrad Jr., otherwise known as Nicky, who, as we know, was Elizabeth Taylor's first husband out of 7. What this means is that Zsa Zsa was doing the do with her stepson, her daughter's half sibling. Around this time, Zsa Zsa starts acting in America. She's in a few movies. This is husband number 3, British actor George Sanders. These two were married in 1949 in Las Vegas. During this time, she was also seeing the Pepperman, Porfirio Rubirosa. Remember, Ruby divorced Doris Duke to be with Zsa Zsa, but Zsa Zsa was not going to leave George. So Ruby pow-powed her. This is where she said, the fact that Ruby pow-powed me proves that he loves me, and a woman that has never been pow-powed by a man has never been loved. To which I say, girl, are you okay? She's married to George Sanders for about 5 years. And then you know what he does? He marries Zsa Zsa's older sister, Magda, to get back at her. And then later he unalived himself. In 1962, she married husband number 4, Herbert Hutner. He was a businessman. Wouldn't you know, Zsa Zsa is expensive. So after 4 years, they got divorced. The same year, she married husband number 5, Joshua Cosden Jr. He was an oil tycoon. This marriage lasted just 1 year. In 1975, she married husband number 6, Jack Ryan. Jack was an inventor. And do you know what he helped invent? Barbie. He worked at Mattel, and with Ruth Handler, they developed Barbie. And he also developed Hot Wheels. Zsa Zsa and Jack were married for just about a year. That same year, she marries husband number 7, Michael O'Hara. Now, forgive me, but I was confused because doesn't Michael look a bit similar to Jack Ryan? I'm just saying. Michael was a lawyer. They were married for about 6 years. He had some legal issues. I'm so tired. Are you guys keeping up? This is husband number 8, Philippe Alba. They married in 1983. The next day, this marriage was annulled. Why? Because she was still technically married to husband number 7. So I guess this is why she says she was only married 8 times. 3 years later, she marries her 9th and final husband, Frederick Prince van Anhalt. This picture sends me. Frederick was a German American hustler. Okay, he said he was a prince, but really, he was adopted as an adult by some sort of princess. Zsa Zsa was married to this man for 30 years until she passed away. And while they were together, they would adopt full-fledged adults for money so that they could have a title. He might look familiar because he also claimed that he was Anna Nicole Smith's baby's father. Like I said, this man was a hustler and he liked attention and money. And towards the end of Zsa Zsa's life, people claim that he was keeping them away from her. Her daughter, Francesca Hilton, filed legal claims saying that he was trying to control her mother, her finances, her health, etc. Then he sued Francesca for fraud and forgery. I mean, it was a hot mess. Francesca kind of had a sad life and passed away at the age of 67, 1 year before her mother passed away. One of her most infamous scandals was in 1989. Zsa Zsa was just driving in Beverly Hills in her Rolls Royce with a suspended license, and she slapped a cop. She was arrested, they went to trial, she had to serve 3 days in jail. Later, she made a Wheel of Fortune commercial kind of mocking the incident. Zsa Zsa was funny. In 2016, at the age of 99, Zsa Zsa Gabor passed away from heart failure. After she passed away, husband number 9 continued to adopt adults for money. Ms. Zsa Zsa Gabor was an icon.